Good afternoon, everybody. This is going to be a fast one today, but I do want to comment on it. I think this should be a much bigger story than it is, but aside from Reuters and a few other publications, I haven't seen much on this. It should be on the news every single night. So Xi Jinping, head of China, arrived in Saudi Arabia with a full Saudi military escort and a very warm welcome by the Saudis to discuss basically bilateral relationship between Saudi Arabia and China. I'm going to take a step back and go to something that I mentioned back in the wake of Russia's invasion of Ukraine. Now, how am I going to tie these two together? When we kicked, or where there was talk about us kicking Russia out of the SWIFT system, which we ultimately did, I did one of these videos saying I thought that it was a massive mistake. I believe that anything that we do to weaponize the US dollar, to make it harder for countries to trade in US dollars, is not good for this country. We get an enormous benefit as the issuer of the world's reserve currency. And back when we kicked Russia out of SWIFT, essentially weaponizing the US dollar, I thought that was a big mistake. I think you're seeing a little bit of something come out of that right now. So in the past, the Saudis essentially only traded their oil for US dollars. That was fantastic for us because they're a major producer, obviously. All the OPEC countries, for the most part, followed suit. And it was very important for the United States to have oil traded in our currency. The reason is everybody needs oil, and if it's traded in US dollars, everybody needs US dollars. So what just was agreed to now in Saudi Arabia is that now they're going to be pricing Saudi oil in Shanghai in the yuan. Now, how big that market ends up being, whether it ends up getting any traction or not, that remains to be seen. But this should be a bigger story. The source of our power is obviously our creativity, our economic might, but globally it is the fact that everybody needs dollars, and everybody needs dollars because we price oil in dollars. I think that this is something that we should be paying a lot more attention to. The fact that the Chinese are kind of edging in on this right now, and the Saudis seem to be more than willing to look at alternatives in terms of pricing their oil, which really is the commodity that is vitally important to the entire planet. So I want to make a comment on that. It's just something that should be on everybody's radar, is how big this agreement now between Saudi Arabia and China ends up being, and what that might mean for the potential of the US dollar down the road. Kind of rambled on this one. It's something I just wanted to make a few quick comments about. If I raised any questions, if you want to talk more about the petrodollar, if you want to talk more about what this might mean to the world economy, to your investments personally, please give me a call. I love talking about this stuff, and I hope that this message finds you all well. Take care.